Yo, what is up guys, it's your boy Clouds here, back again with another video of course, and today it's going to be a type of discussions type of video, like a Chase Nader type of video. Chase, if you're watching this, you know what I'm saying, you already know the look I'm giving you, bro. But anyways, I'm just going to be giving my opinion on some of the things I think would improve the overall PvP experience of the game. And I feel like I should mention it. This is just my opinion. I'm open for discussion down in the comments below. We can talk about things. Let me know what you guys think should be added to the game to improve the PvP experience. But yeah, boys, let's get into the video now. Okay, so before we get into the kind of suggestions I'm going to give, I just want to say again, this is just my opinion. I'm open to discuss, you know, what we would like to be added to the game and stuff like that in the comments, but just know this is my opinion. If you guys don't agree with my opinion, that's completely fine. But I just want to say that I'm not really going to get into much into balancements and buffs and nerfs, because I feel like we all kind of know as far as like balances, what's good, what's bad, what needs to be buffed, what needs to be nerfed, and that's just something that's going to come regardless of whether we suggest it or not to for you. I'm making this video simply to suggest things to for you about the game, because let's be honest, Grand Peace Online, the combat system in Grand Peace Online has the most potential out of any anime RPG, hands down. It's the smoothest experience out of any game I've ever played on Roblox, and it would just be nice to see the game thrive a little bit more, because majority of players end game after they've reached max level, gotten all of the drops and whatnot, aside from fruit farming, it's PvP. PvP was always meant to be the main focus of this game, or at least not meant to be, but it just is. It is. PvP is the main focus of this game for most players, and I'm basically just going to go over some suggestions that I would think improve the overall PvP experience. Like I said, I'm not going to get into balancements too much because I think we all kind of understand balancing and what's good and what isn't. Anyways, the first suggestion I'm going to make is game modes. I've talked about this in some of my videos. I've talked about this with other YouTubers. I've talked about it with Chase. You know, and I've kind of been sitting on these ideas for a while. And, you know, I really hope you or someone takes some of these suggestions, man. Specific game modes. If you guys have ever played YBA, the game YBA, they have Steel Ball Run. It's a unique game mode. And it's not just straight combat, it actually has some unique fun mechanics to it, where it's like kind of like a free-for-all. Even though you can pair up with your teammates, you guys are all on horses, you race to the end, and the first 3 people to get to the end wins a prize, right? And it's a random prize. Now obviously there's PvP in the middle of it, but you can choose to either engage in PvP or focus on the main objective and do PvP only when you need to. You get what I'm saying? Obviously with Grand Peace Online, they have to take their own take on this, pirates and stuff like that, which brings me to my next suggestion. It is going to be so easy for them to implement this because they literally did it in the anime, Davy Back fights. For those of you who might not have watched that filler, what a Davy Back fight is just a bunch of mini games, and I'm not really going to get too much into it because I don't want to spoil the anime for anyone that's not there, but basically it's just a bunch of different small fun games, right? Obviously you have the donut race, which is quite literally just like YBA Steel Ball Run, except obviously we're using ships. Perfect for Grand Peace. A ship race, a donut race. And one thing I might add is, in these game modes, not only is it bringing you a side of more casual, less competitive side to PvP, for maybe the less sweaty players, right? They should have something like this. If they added this game modes, they should have something like a reward system. Similar to the YBA, the top 3 players who win in a Steel Ball Run get a random reward. Same with this. If they were to ever add Donut Race or any of the Davy Back Fight game modes, such as Groggy Ring or just straight up 1v1 combat, obviously that's already in the game, but you guys get what I'm saying. The Donut Race, the Groggy Ring, if they were to ever add those in the game, they should have a reward system to where you get a certain type of reward for winning. This would give a lot more incentive to play, and it would be really fun for the players who are just getting into the game. The PvP system right now, it's kind of just straight competitive, and while that's not an issue, there's no sort of casual or funner side to it. And as I went in earlier, GPO's PvP system has the most potential out of any Roblox game, without a doubt. And it would just be nice if they used that potential and kind of geared towards a lot of players rather than just the competitive bunch. So adding a fun game mode like this, and really they can go in it in any way they want. It doesn't have to be specifically Davy back fights, but it would just make sense if it was Davy back fights, since that happened in the anime, right? So it's easier for them. They don't have to think about the idea. They already know what to do. They can watch the anime to figure it out, right? But there should be some sort of reward system to give the players incentive to actually keep playing the game. The game's honestly really dry right now, and like as I said earlier, even though the PvP is the main end game focus, you don't really get an incentive for continuously playing the PvP unless you're actually really sweating. As you know, if you land on the leaderboards at the end of the season, or not the end of the season, at the end of the update, you can get a fruit. However, you have to play PvP an astronomical amount of time to even make it on the leaderboards, and you have to keep your placing on the leaderboard. So it's it doesn't really give the players an incentive to keep playing PvP, which is why I feel like adding these game modes would be a really good idea. Other good game modes other than Davy back fights they could add, if you guys have ever played ABA, they could add Juggernaut type of game mode, where it's a free-for-all of people versus one big strong guy that has boosted stats. That could be fun, you know what I'm saying? Fun with the friends, and just a more casual game mode. Me and Chase talked about this before, a kind of zone-based zone capture game mode. Have you guys ever played Call of Duty or anything like that? Capture the flag or whatever, or zone capture. It would be, the way I pictured it in my mind, it would be like a 2v2 except 3 teams of 2s, right? And whoever captures the most points, or whoever holds down the area the longest, wins. And like I said, they can really get creative with it because of how the PvP system's set up and how fluid and everything is. They can really do whatever they want. But you guys can kind of see the route I'm going with these suggestions. It's adding more casual play and more fun factors rather than just the straight up competitive PvP system we have right now. Now, that's pretty much, for the most part, most of the biggest suggestions I have right out the gate. And if you guys made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you for listening to my suggestions. Let me know what y'all think about them in the comments below. But the next suggestions I have to mention and bring up to improve the overall PvP experience is adding a pro ranked and a casual ranked. And you guys might not think this is a big issue, however, it is a little bit. I talked about this in one of my videos. A new player that's just got, level 325, got maybe most of the boss drops to start doing PvP. His very first time ever hopping in ranked, he could go against Solar 1K, 4,000 plus wins, #1 player in ranked. And I feel like that's a little bit unfair for a new player. You guys could say, just get better or skill issue all you want. But I feel like adding skill-based matchmaking would divide up the players too much. But giving the pro players an option to go against players around their skill level would be a great thing. And to give the pro players an incentive to stay in those pro ranked is by making a casual ranked not give you points towards leaderboard or make those wins not count towards your win streak. This way it would give us casual players a chance to get better at the game, just play casually and just play players around our skill level, right? And it's because of that incentive that the pro players would actually use pro ranked. If they didn't do that, then obviously there'd be no incentive to go to pro ranked, and everybody would probably still just go casual anyways. But yeah, next suggestion I guess I would say is make a level requirement to go in ranked. This one is kind of a small one in my opinion, but it is a little annoying when you have a level 1 that just goes in ranked and just gets smacked for no reason. So make a level requirement to go in ranked, unless they make a casual mode, and then it doesn't matter in the casual mode. But yeah, and the last thing I'm going to talk about is some sort of reward for winning. I talked about this earlier with the game modes, but it would be nice if there was some sort of incentive to actually play PvP. The only incentive to play PvP in this game right now, even though it's the main end game focus, is if you actually sweat your life day in and day out and try to make it on that leaderboards to get the free fruit at the end of the update. And that's really the only incentive. Other than that, you don't get any reward other than maybe getting better at the game. But yeah, those are pretty much the main things I had to talk about in this video. I feel like I've been sitting on these ideas for a while, and hopefully FOU sees this. I mean, if he did, I'd be surprised, man. And maybe he'd be open to take some of these suggestions. Either way, I felt like I wanted to talk about it with you guys and see what you guys feel about it, and kind of get a feel for what you guys would want added to the game as well. Anyways, it's been your boy Clouds. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.